The nation's top national security officials went to the White House last month, offering assurances they're doing everything they can to make sure neither the Russians nor anyone else interferes in the midterm elections.
We acknowledge the threat. It is real. It is continuing, and we're doing everything we can to have a legitimate election that the American people can have trust in.
But Congress hasn't helped much, appropriating only $380 million to help the states upgrade their election infrastructure and security.
No vote.
Compare that to the $4 billion allocated in the wake of the 2000 election mess. Steve Sandvoss is the executive director of the Illinois State Board of Elections. Would more money help?
Yes. The short answer is yes, it would.
Illinois' share of the federal money is $13 million, enough to help strengthen cybersecurity defenses, he says, but not their aging infrastructure. What percent would you say of Illinois voting machines need to be replaced?
It depends which counties you ask, but I would say 80, maybe 90%.
80 or 90%?
That's the figures I'm hearing, yes.
Over the past 2 years, NBC News has interviewed a wide variety of experts who say a majority of both the nation's very old voting machines and the PCs that tally the votes are just not reliable.
Frankly, obsolete hardware, software that relies on a diet of spare parts. You have equipment that was introduced in 2005, and in that time frame, how many times have you changed your mobile phone? And how many times have we replaced our laptops?
And then there's the concern about what happens after the votes are tallied. 14 states still have some voting districts with no paper backup, which means they couldn't do a recount if there was a problem with the electronic machines. Almost all of them battleground states. For now, states including Illinois tell us they're doing the best they can to be ready for the midterms, with very limited resources.
The best you can isn't good enough because this is critical democracy infrastructure.
Some on Capitol Hill are taking notice. Key Democratic senators have recently proposed legislation designed to do away with paperless voting. Their bill would make the use of paper ballots in audits mandatory for all federal elections. Lester?
All right, Cynthia, thank you. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.